Welcome everybody. This is CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside 52. I'm Dino. Forgotten Five Comics. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Pete Up's here, and I got nothing this week, so I'm just kind of chilling. See what happens.
Thanks.
I guess I'll go now.
Okay.
Scott from Forgotten Five Comics, and it's blistering cold out. It sucks.
I agree.
What's going on, guys? Brian, Superman's Comics. Everything that went on yesterday is exactly why I didn't watch a lot of NFL this season.
What's up, guys? This is Brian McClay. It's hitting 80 in Arizona, so winter is over. Yeah.
Oh, we all hate you right now.
I think it got up to like 12 degrees here.
This
You
is
have to put
John
your hair
D.
up soon.
Made the outline just before Stein because he hasn't been here enough yet. So soon I'll go back to the end.
And it's Ben S. And I will be a Los Angeles Rams fan for the next 2 weeks.
Now, I watched the game. Do you think the LA Rams corner thought it was NFL blitz when he decleated the receiver? He decleated him. That's how bad it was. I mean, it wasn't like he pushed, but.
Well, didn't he admit? He admitted that it.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, I did it on purpose because he was going to get a touchdown."
Yeah, for sure. So, but what do we got today, boys? Pickups. Who wants to go first? Pickups.
Why don't you go?
So we're going in order. You're first.
Oh, why do I gotta go first, man? Okay.
Sure, you're the first on the list.
I know, it's terrible. I only got two so far. The other one it's still in transit, but so I picked up. Z will like this one. Let me present to everybody first. Let me get everybody all squared away. Caught off guard, but it's okay. So I got that Namor cover.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who did I say? Was it Chris Hughes? I think it's Chris Hughes who did it. Not too many people know about him, but it's a shark cover, and I showed it to Mr. Z, and he thought his son thought it was going to be Aquaman. Why is Aquaman all dressed all funny?
But I mean, it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's got a big old Triton on his. It basically is. That's okay.
Maybe thing was stupid. There's too many.
Maybe, yeah, I know. You know what's funny?
This week, Paul pointed that giant-sized Aquaman has a freaking bunch of sharks on it again.
You know what's a crazier one? I thought about, hey, you know what's a cheap run? Maybe get me back into like collecting. Like maybe I'll collect Mark Brooks covers. How many Mark Brooks covers do you think's out there?
500.
Yeah.
What did we say? 191 covers he did.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, ooh. And then
What's that? A whole long box?
pretty much. And that's like everything too. I mean, that's like all the new stuff that came out. And so I mean, he's doing like a bunch of comics every day. And then shout out to Mr. Neil Jones from CBSI. I did a little horse trading, and well, not horse trading, but I acquired this.
You horse traded dollars for it.
Yeah. So he posted on the CBSI art page that he did a cool steampunk Spider-Man, and I was gracious enough to obtain this from him. So the cool thing too is what people don't know is, and I didn't know this either, but I guess you can do this. I actually called CGC about this. You can get a CGC. It's called a artist agreement. And what you can do is the artist fills it out, and you put this in with the paperwork, and you get an actual yellow label out of your slab. If you go and slab somebody who's not famous like Hughes or gets witnessed or something of that nature. So
How do they know you didn't fill that out though?
I don't know personally. Obviously,
I wonder if they contact him.
Yeah.
Well, there is no contact information on here, so it's just basically him signing off that he did it. So.
I mean, they're not too stressed about unknown artists.
Yeah, I mean, and he actually, if you look on the, he actually signed it. So I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I think that people are more worried about Adam Hughes fakes than they are with Neil Jones fakes. Even though I love Neil Jones to death, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when it comes to unknown artists, I mean, like Paul, we talked about it before the podcast. Paul said he got Dan Piercy to sign it.
I wish I would have known about that. I could have got a yellow label Piercy.
It looks honestly, I mean, and we talk about this all the time. I mean, it's in this it's kind of hard to see, but it's in great condition. You know, we always talk about artists and how artists like treat their books and
Mangle
stuff. You know?
books. Yeah.
Well, not even mangle, like you're stenciling on it, like do you hit the spine about, you know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to color it in, you know, divots and stuff. It looks real clean. So shout out to my man Neil Jones. I got the book, obviously. Good
It's
stuff.
a badass piece.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I won't tout his prices out, but yeah, I thought it was fair, more than fair. So
Yep.
You can't complain for a one of a kind.
I mean, it's a 1-of-1 limited edition to Dino Pappas. So
I was telling Dino before we started that I like the background on that almost as much as the character itself.
I kind of read.
Yeah, he does. He does really good work.
Yeah, it's all like steampunk. He actually brought a an air blimp in there. That was cool. You know.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, he said he spent hours working on the design of the exoskeleton style or whatever you want to call it, the actual steampunk skeleton style. So it took him hours how to think that out and make it like decent. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like symmetric and makes sense at the same time. So
The pants are cool.
yeah. I like the pants. The vest is really cool. It's like Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's really still steampunk.
Yeah, and then I like the spider web kind of thing. It's like
it's like a rope.
Yeah, it's like a rope, and it's got like
That's pretty cool.
and it's got like a kind of like a, I don't know, like a shank or some kind of like thing you like shoot into the, like, you know, like cliffhanger style. So very cool. So that's my pickups for today. So next week I'm sure I'll have something else. You know, my bank account doesn't care. This podcast is more important than my money. So no. So I picked up a new cat. You can't see him, but he's over.
Oh, people are talking about him in the chat.
Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
let me, since I'm doing it, hold on 1 second. Let's see. So,
First and last appearance.
yeah, this is my 1-of-1. He's Dexter. He hangs out with me. I know, bud. I know. So
He's like, can I go to bed now?
yeah, no, he'll go back to bed. He'll hang out. There you go, bud. Look, and they just go back together, and the boys just love each other. So that's good. I've never seen them actually cuddle this close, so that's a plus.
Putting on a show for us.
Pet rescue continues to grow.
Yeah, you know, if anyone donates to our Patreon so I can get more cats on the podcast, we're more than welcome to do that. You know, it's high quality content. You know, cat videos. I will do a weekly cat video. People want to see that. So
Comics with cats.
and I'll steal comics and beer from Dan Piercy and put comics and cats, and have maybe Wood can help me produce it. So see that cat's easily a 9.8. Yeah, bro. Okay, and here who's up next?
I'll go. So after last week's show, I woke up in the morning and to an email that said the seller has accepted your offer. I was like, oh, okay.
What'd you buy?
I don't remember making an offer.
That's always the best.
So I had to pay for this Danger Girl 20th anniversary.
Oh, big
Signed
boy.
by Campbell. So
Beautiful.
well, it's a reprint.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. So that's
That's a beauty.
Yeah,
came in the mail. I was like, all right, well,
It's a SS 9.8. That's a pretty book.
one of my personalities wanted that book, so that's what I got. I have more books, but I haven't had a chance to open them. I have some vacation coming up, so I have lots of stuff to catch up on and organize. But I'll show those off next week.
Cool. Scotty, you want to go next?
Yeah,
I see
had a
the
little-
stack.
yeah, that's just one of them. We had a little local con in Philly, so I did some work. I got that stack, and
Oh, geez.
I got this stack.
Wow.
So
And,
the
I was able to
podcast
see.
man-
I was able to see our man Carl. For the people that know who Carl is,
Oh,
they're the privileged few. But shout out to Miliano and Luke. I saw them too. Get to see them every time the show's in Philly, so it's pretty cool. It's like a little airport show in the convention room.
Those are the best.
Yeah, they usually have like, 15, 20 vendors, nothing special, but Carl's always there, and he's got the best stuff that I've found in a while. So I'll zip through these real quick. Nothing huge, but Hellblazer 1. Grab 2 Venom 3s.
Nice.
I believe in Donny Cates, and this is one of his creations, so I think it's going to be something. Perillo.
Yeah.
Queen Sonya 6 skull variant. It's pretty cool. Batman 423 McFarlane cover. Got a nice high grade cover. I just love that cover. It's funny. The vendor pointed out to me there's an error on this book that most people don't know. It's very hard to see. If you see right here, see that white spot?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be yellow.
Ooh.
And apparently there was a printing error, and they're all like that. So I mean, it's nothing special, but
it's like the Frank Thomas card.
Yeah, it's like apparently Todd McFarlane was all pissed off when he saw the finished product because they missed that little piece out. So that was something I learned at the show. The guy was telling me about it. I thought it was interesting. Next one, DC Superstars 11, Zatanna cover.
Whoop whoop! Somebody's got a 9.8 of that. Whoop whoop!
Yeah, this one's getting tough to find. I mean, this is only the second one I found in the wild. So you guys see this book, grab it. Yep. Spider-Man 238, first Hobgoblin.
Tattoos?
No tattoos, but I got a good price on it, so I can't complain. Zatanna 16. Beater.
I know someone that'll buy that from you.
Oh, yeah?
Washington Apple.
Witchblade 135. Got lucky with that one.
You don't see that often.
No, I was really surprised to see that. ASM 700, I forget who did this one. There's so many damn variants, but the one with the buildings.
Yep.
Forget what that's called. Next, we got some X-Force crane variants. I got 2 through 5. These are always good books to pick up. Friggin' cool covers by Crane. Next, Green Lantern 48. Just a restock, really. That book just sells for whatever reason.
That 700 was a Marcos Martin.
Nice.
Graphic music. I think it's 1. I don't see a number on it.
Yeah, it's a tough book to find in the wild. That whole series is tough.
Carl had a ton of them. I should have grabbed more, but
yeah.
Black Widow Deadly Origins 2, the Gronoff variant, the white suit variant.
Yeah,
I have a 9.8 of that. That's one of my favorite covers that he's done.
I've seen a statue of that. That's gorgeous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, put that graphic music back up when you get you got a chance. Let me see that again. I'm sorry. That's number 2.
Number 2.
It's a cool cover. He has that eyeball in his mouth, Madman or Frankenstein or whatever.
Yep.
Another Perillo Red Sonja cover. Art Germ, Batman Superman Annual 4. Most of these are just like restocks, stuff that sells pretty well. Zatanna 14 Hughes cover.
Yep.
Batgirl 9 Art Germ. JSA Classified, the sketch version. Elephant Man 30.
Nice.
Vampirello 26. And that was pretty much most of the good stuff. I think the rest is just Spawn 1, another Green Lantern, another ASM 700, and then a bunch of like cheaper stuff. Got a couple of these pretty cheap ASM 365s. Got them for like $2 each, so that's really about it.
Cool.
Good stuff. That's a good haul, man.
Yeah, it was good digging. Spent about 2.5 hours there digging. It's fun.
Cool.
Well, I didn't go to a show, so I didn't pick up a bunch of comics, but I did. I got 2 things this week, I guess. I got the the comic sketch art, the Conan #1 Arnold Schwarzenegger photo variant.
Yeah.
So it was $30 at the time. I was like, I don't want to spend $30, but this is definitely a PC book. Love the cover on that.
You gonna try to get Arnold to sign it if you can find him?
That'd be dope.
I would. He would sell. They were selling some on his site, but they're like 500. It was expensive.
It was 500, and I thought about it for a minute. I thought real hard.
Yeah. And then
Well, I
the
mean,
only other book
what
I
do you
got
think
was-
his signature would cost? Probably like $200 or $300 just for.
That's because you're
signature.
probably supporting. Never mind.
Mm.
But so I picked this up also. This is Heathen #1. This is the 1 in 5 variant. I looked up. I know Comicron's not the best for print run, but it's the closest we have. And #1 had like under a 3,000 print run. And this is a 1 in 5. And I got a good price on this. A lot of the raws were selling probably about $30 right now. I got this for 115 on eBay. So I like the book, but I also picked it up because I think long term this series is coming back, and they're in the process for screenwriting for a movie. So if it catches fire like some other stupid books have lately, I'm ready.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
Very cool.
All right. I'm just gonna show it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here you go. Oh, buddy.
Jesus.
Big boys. We out
We are
here.
not worthy.
I did get feedback. We do have to say what we're talking about on this show because not
So-
everyone has the video.
Yeah, I figured I'd just let it sit for a second.
Yeah.
I was lucky. I picked up a beat up copy of Punch Comics number 12.
Beat up. That doesn't look
Beat
too
up.
good at all.
What do you think it is roughly?
I don't know.
Ben
It's
speaks.
I was
Is the,
waiting
co-
for
is the
Steve,
cover attached?
it's the spine is pretty bad.
Is the
Yeah.
cover
See it?
attached?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried to
Don't take it
pull it out. Yeah,
You can take
because
it out.
I'm
bro.
really worried the cover's going to come off. So I'm just going to send it CGC and just let
Yeah.
them deal with it. Yeah, I just won't. I'm not going to go too much into what I paid for or anything, but I'm very happy. Very
Yeah.
happy. So
Hey, good for you, dude. I've been waiting. That's the book I'm on my short list too.
You got Ben C stuttering in the chat. That's pretty good.
If you see another one, I'm on the short list, buddy.
you got it.
Oh, geez.
Short list.
It's on the short list. That's actually, honestly, for as much stuff as I sell, I would actually keep that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Until
think that's
someone offer you
Yeah.
double
There-
mark.
Well,
Yeah.
there's just so much upside on books like that. They're so rare. You can't.
Yeah, and I've been seeing quite a bit of cool Golden Age books lately.
I'm
Yeah.
just glad Stein goes next and not me.
Mm.
I gotta follow that up, don't I? Jesus.
What you got to put that on as the thing for the YouTube video?
Yeah, that'll definitely go in the promo.
That's going in the promo, man. So
For you listeners that do not watch the YouTube, that Punch 12 is one of the classic Golden Age skull covers, if not the classic Golden Age skull cover. It's one of the top books out there that people want. I mean, there just aren't enough for people to get, and everybody that is into pre-code.
You don't
wants
see
one.
them anywhere.
No.
and I'm gonna sound really gullible right now, but I didn't know much about it, and I saw it, and I told the guy I fell in love with it, and I'm helping him out quite a bit, and he made me a really good deal. He's a good dude, so I appreciate that. So.
Well, Brian, I'd be happy to tell you there's a top 50 pre-code horror video on Simple Man's Comics.
Well, I was just
and
going to say,
comicbookinvest.com.
yeah, yes.
And this is
yeah.
where you have like the shout out arrows, like shameless plug.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good, like for Golden Age. I mean, we can talk about Golden Age all day. I mean, there's Starling. Is that Starling Terror number 11? That's a spider cover. Suspense 8 or Suspense 9's another good cover. Punch Comics 12. I mean, Black Cat 50. We all know about.
I would argue that Punch is top 1, 2, or 3 on almost everybody's list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
That Black Cat, and I wonder what do you think would be the third?
Now Chamber of Chills is freaking
Yeah,
burning up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here I'll pull one out. I don't.
There's a lot, but I mean, Punch 12 is probably 1 or 1A, 1B type thing.
I think they're all basically one. Those three are the top.
Yeah.
Like this one, I got this one. Here, let me present real quick. I got this one for cheap, and it's like a 1, dude. It's like, I mean, I didn't like. I'm honestly in the like, in not trying to like break it, but I mean, like a Tomb of Terror. I mean, it's not like the craziest cover, but I mean, it's a pretty good.
I think that's up there. That's beautiful.
I
You
mean,
the issue number, Dino?
what's that?
issue number when you're.
Is that 10? Is it 10, dude? Yeah, it's 10. So Tomb of Terror 10. It's really, I mean, there's like a 3-inch, 4-inch like split in it. I mean,
yeah, that's definitely how this book is. It's definitely I'm very afraid to pull it out because I think the cover might fall off, but
I'm in the same boat. You know what? I bought this book and I didn't even I mean, they got listed at a 1.0, dude. I mean, I bought it for like, I don't even want to tell you. I mean, what I really bought it for.
Yeah.
It was so cheap. I mean, it was ridiculous. I sniped this on like 11 o'clock or something. It was crazy late at night. I don't even want to pull it out because I don't know. Like you said, I'm in the same boat. I don't think it's gonna like it'll come apart.
You guys are wusses. Roll the dice. Read the book.
Open it up.
I mean, I will. You want me to open it up?
No.
I ain't scared of nothing.
Paul would open it while he's on the toilet.
Brian, did you get a twofer and get like a Punch Comics 9 in there as well?
What's that?
You get a twofer and get like a Punch Comics 9 in there as well?
I won't talk about some of the books I've seen these last couple of weeks, but it was pretty cool. It was very, very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, that's
thanks,
a hell of a book, dude.
Yeah, sure. I'll just put it this way: that book is definitely not the best book out of the whole thing. So, yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to see the best.
It's my favorite that I've seen yet. So let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
hey McClay, there's somebody trying to steal your books behind you.
Yeah, somebody's already at your house, dude.
Yeah, where's that?
Yeah. Why is he walking out with boxes in his hands?
He gone.
Yeah.
He go. Stein, you got books today, buddy?
I think it's Z's turn.
Oh, Z turn.
He doesn't want to follow that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
I went pretty light this week. I did one comic. Picked up a copy of Ye Old Lore of Yore, which is actually supposed to be the first appearance of Cursed Pirate Girl, 2005, supposedly even before the self-published version. So just kind of a random out there book. I mean, half people don't know what Cursed Pirate Girl is, so to pick.
Where'd you find that?
I picked this up on eBay. I've been kind of watching for a reasonable copy to pop up. I mean, most of them are listed about $90.
Is that black, both sides?
You know what? I don't even know. I may look at the other side.
Baller. That's when you know you're a baller, dude. You don't even look at the backside.
I truthfully wasn't worried about it. I was just picking up a copy.
That's cool.
Just one of those. Bastien is a beast in the art, and it's got a crazy cult following. So, just a cool book to pick up. I don't think I'm ever going to grab a Cursed Pirate Girl, first print, or actually I don't know what you want to call it, the self-published version. That one's a ghost. I've seen one or two come up, but they go for a couple grand.
Cool.
So settled for this.
Good stuff.
Picked up one non-comic. You guys broke me down. I picked up the infamous Bo Jackson Dual Sports Score 1996-97 card.
Sweet.
As a 10. So the PSA 10 was worth the few bucks I spent on it, and happy to have it.
Dude, everybody had that poster, I think, growing up, right? I mean, was it in a poster too? Yeah. I mean,
my wife looked at me like, "Are you buying sports cards now?" I went,
"Yes." Tell her yes with a definitive.
Well, I also, during the snow day here in Indiana, had nothing to do, and the sports card shop was doing card breaks. So she's like, "Why is there a PayPal for Indy exchange sports cards?" I don't know, honey. Sorry about it. I was there pretty much sitting there watching the breaks video and learning some lessons.
Your wife is like the ultimate cool chick, though, because she's like, why is this? And you're like, don't worry. And she's like, whatever. And she's
fine. We won't talk about that.
She knows eventually he makes good decisions.
He does. So cool stuff. I like it, man. Keep it up. Mr. Stein, here we go, buddy.
All right. So I didn't pick up much this week. Just a few. Actually, these are all dollar books, but this is a Felipe Massafera Virgin. I don't even know what this is. This is Gold Key Alliance #2.
It's got a dinosaur on it, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it's got a dinosaur on it. So it's got to be cool, right?
Oh, yeah, that's Turok.
I don't know. Gold Key, whatever that is. Anyway, it's the Virgin variant. Got it for $1. This is a Xena Jenny Frazone
Oh,
Virgin. Got it for $1.
Oh wow.
So,
that's nice.
I don't know. That's number 3. I know nothing about Transformers books, but these were all in the $1 box, and they're all the retail incentive variants for this Regeneration 1. So I was like, okay, it's number 91, 95, and 97. So I just was like, they're worth $1. So then I looked up on eBay, and they're like $30 books. So
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, all right, that's cool.
Transformers retail incentives are tricky, man. Some of them are worthless.
Some of them are rare, though.
Oh yeah, you have no idea, and I don't know anything about them. But
I mean, for $1 a book, you can't lose. I mean,
oh right. Yeah, what's the worst? I'm gonna sell them at cover price. I was not aware of this. Philip Chung told me about this. Hawk and Dove number 21. This is a bunch of first appearances for some of these female Fury characters. I think a Bloody Mary or something like that. I don't even really know who that is, but so anyways, it's got a bunch of first appearances in this old DC Hawk and Dove from the 80s or 91. Anyway, so I got it for $1. And then finally, a couple of these Batman and Robin Eternal number 26. That's the first appearance of Orphan, which I didn't know about either. But for $1. So that was pretty much it this week. Not much.
hope I get it. Hope I get scores like this because I'm going to Toledo next this Friday. So maybe I'll do some digging while I'm down there. So awesome stuff, boys. I always like this is probably one of my better segments I like around here is the pickups because I mean you see a punch comics, then you see some cool $1 books that turn into 30, and then you see guys going to cons and guys buying original art and stuff like that. So and you see two cats. So
we got a giveaway this week.
We do have a giveaway this week. You want to talk about it? Because you're the man.
Yeah, we're CBSI swag. We're going to be giving away this T-shirt tonight.
Dang.
Yeah, check us out. CBSIswag.com. We got all the T-shirts for sale. We got some hats. If you want some CBSI gear, that's the best place to go. It's the only place to go, really.
And I'm gonna throw up a link to the thing in the YouTube chat as well.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be asking a trivia question later on in the show. So this is basically going out to the live listeners. So if you guys listen to this later, you guys should listen live and get in on these giveaways.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, it's high quality stuff. I mean, I wear stuff. I know some of the boys on most of the boys on the podcast wear all the stuff. So, and it's good quality stuff. It's not like you're not gonna get cheap T-shirts and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, these aren't gonna fall apart on you.
Yeah, I mean they can handle washes and stuff like that, and
they're all handmade by me too.
Yeah, so I mean we all know Scotty's quality. So, but no, it's dope. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing, I mean, they came out with. I guess we can talk about them since we're on the site now. Like the Titan shirt, by far the baseball tee.
Oh yeah, those are. I mean, Emiliano designed some crazy stuff, man. But those the Parker tee and the Thanos tee are some of my favorite things I've done in a while.
Yeah, guys,
and they're very comfy too. They're super soft, like the regular soft tee.
Mm-hmm. And so you got a cat too, man.
Yeah, she's very invasive.
Yeah. Ben says half his wardrobe's furnished by you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Ben is one of my biggest customers. I've been making him shirts for years.
Nice.
Making he does a lot of Grateful Dead mixed with Boston theme.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like some cool stuff.
Okay, boys.
So speaking of Boston, who do you guys got in the big game, man? You got the goat or the Goff?
I'm gonna say for me, I got the goat.
I got the goat too. I don't see them losing 2 Super Bowls in a row.
I mean,
is this who we're putting our money on, or who do we want to win?
Well,
I guess both, right? I mean, I don't know. Who do you want to win, Z?
I don't want Brady to win because I'm a indie person, but I don't think he's not gonna.
I think Goff. It looked like Goff was kind of overwhelmed, especially after the game. Like he's going to the Super Bowl, and it's like way too much for him. And like McVay was running around like he won the Super Bowl already. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I mean, they've been there, man. They've been there 8 times, 9 times, man. I mean, they know what to do. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's been to more Super Bowls than LeBron's been to NBA Finals. So
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. So
It makes me wish McVay was still at the Redskins.
yeah,
yeah.
I
Hey,
can't
but
believe
they know how to lose a Super Bowl just as much as they know how to win one. So
Yeah,
I mean, I can't talk much. The Lions can't even get to the Super Bowl, so
Well-
let alone the playoffs.
I do have to say I'm a Giants fan, so I love to say that Eli Manning is Tom Brady's kryptonite. So if I were the Rams, I would do my best to put Eli Manning on the sidelines and just make sure Tom Brady sees him.
What about Nick though? Big Stick Nick slayed the Giant.
Yeah, he did.
He outdueled Brady last year. That was what was wild about that.
You know what really needs to happen, boys, is Drake. Drake, the rapper, just needs to pick the Patriots and they'll lose. I mean, so because he's famous for like picking teams. Like he picked Alabama this year and Clemson won. Then he picked some other team and they lost. So it's a Drake curse. So
Was even better when Dallas lost to the Rams. LeBron was in the Rams locker room when he's supposed to be a Dallas fan.
yeah, he's the ultimate bandwagon fan. So
I just
Is
hope
it just?
good. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, is it just me, or does honestly it seemed like the Super Bowl lost some luster because of the way that Rams Saints game ended? Like I don't think the Rams should be there. So it's like,
I mean, I was telling before you came on. I was telling the boys that I think the guy thought he was playing NFL blitz when they decleated a receiver. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, I feel bad, and I know Charles Woodson, you know, Michigan great, rah rah rah. He was like, he said on Twitter, he was like, tell Drew Brees. You know, a lot of people get on Charles Woodson about the Tom Brady Chuck rule and him getting over it. He was like, tell the boys in the New Orleans Saints right now to get over that game. They're not going to get over it. I mean, honestly, the Saints had a lot of chances too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, does it come down to that one play? It's just microscopic because they could have ran it out. I mean, who knows? I mean,
well, it was the timing of it. I mean, if it was in the first quarter, I mean, you could have gotten over that and picked it up. But they basically, at that second, they thought, we won the game. We're going to kick a 20-yard field goal. We're winning. We're done. Going to Super Bowl. And now all of a sudden, I mean, it's just that momentum just got completely taken away from them.
Yeah, and the bad part too is like honestly, I don't think he really needed to run into him. I think if he just turned around, the ball would have been right at his head because I don't think he could have caught it anyways. Theoretically, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looked like he was going to hit him in the back of the head, the corner, but
it might have seriously been one of the worst missed calls I can possibly remember.
Yeah,
I mean, it was bad this year.
Yeah, roughing the passer calls, that was huge too. Like a lot of times Brady didn't get roughed. I mean, when he got hit in the chest once, I saw it. Like it looked like his head kind of went back, but it didn't. I think he was trying to avoid it, and yeah.
You know what I think the biggest issue was is the consistency of it. like that, you know, like you watch hockey, so you know with hockey, like sometimes they let shit go, but it's consistent. They let it go on both sides, but you didn't see that in the NFL. There was a lot of one-sided calls.
Yeah, and usually like in hockey, like we all know in like hockey, right? If you get a bad call, usually they make it up in the game. You know, like kind of like, you know, I'm gonna make it up, and you know, blah blah blah. But you know, I don't know. I mean, the true MVPs, it wasn't even that, dude. It was, I mean, in the Saints game, that was a big call. But I mean, for the Patriots, it's like, if they didn't have Gronk and they didn't have Edelman, they wouldn't have won that game because 3rd down and 10s, they came up with like 7 3rd down and 10s between Gronk and Edelman. It was crazy with the catches they made on 3rd down and 10 to win that game.
I think Breeze and Brady would have made for a good Super Bowl.
Oh my God, it would.
Oh yeah.
I honestly like, and I'm not saying this because I'm an Eagles fan. I don't know if it could have been better than last year, but it would have been close.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think last year was so good just because what happened the year before with Atlanta, and to finally see them that not happen. You know what I mean? That was heartbreaking. So I'm just I know, you know, Tom Brady is what he is, probably the greatest football player to ever play the game, at least quarterback. I don't know. It's hard to beat Walter Payton for me, but quarterback for sure. But it's tiring. It's tiring.
Yeah. A lot of people
I don't care. I'd like to see him win another one.
Hey, you get to be the best. You got to beat the best, man. Ric Flair said that, right? I mean, it's like
what I do like about Brady is that he's planning on playing until he can't play anymore, and that looks like quite a long time. So,
I mean, people need to stop him.
Yeah.
Who's Ric Flair quarterback for?
he actually did play. He did play football.
Yeah, did he play in Florida or something like that?
No, well, yeah, well, no, I think he played in Wisconsin, but actually, he wanted to go to U of M back in the day, and that's why he's a big Wolverines fan. And U of M didn't offer him or something, and he was going to go somewhere else. I can look it up real quick. I saw it on a.
So just real quick on that, just because it's the perfect time to throw this in. There was a topic I was going to talk about on one of the shows about cards and some of the cool different cards you can pick up. A lot of people don't know this, but they know that The Rock played for the U, and so there's a really cool card of him that Miami released. They did like a just like Sports Illustrated for Kids did with the serrated cards that are all put together,
and probably in a program or something.
Yeah, and in the same set, there's The Rock,
Ray
and
Lewis.
I can't remember who else is in that set, but that Rock card, I mean, it is so ridiculously hard to find, especially in good condition. So if you guys ever get a chance, take a look at that.
Yeah, he grew up in so back to Ric Flair for a second. He grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and then he went to Detroit, Michigan, and his adopted father was like a doctor, and then they moved to Wisconsin, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. So yeah, he played. He did wrestling, football, and track. Yeah, he tried to do it all, but yeah, he wanted to go to UM really bad, and they didn't want him. And then I think Wisconsin offered him, and he played like a year, and then
didn't they kick him out or something?
Yeah, they kicked him out because I think he was drinking and stuff and partying too hard because he's Ric Flair. So, but that's awesome. So I think it's in the Ric Flair
30 for 30.
30 for 30 documentary. Yep. So if anybody didn't watch it, it's probably one of the best 30 for 30s on Ric Flair ever. So
I just sent a link to that the whole trading card set all still together.
Yeah. Let me see here. Dino, can I share the screen real quick? Can I do that? Just screen share?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So for the people that are watching on the video, let me show you guys this. So here's the set. If you guys can see this, it's back when Dennis Erickson was the coach, but you can see they've got Warren Sapp in there. There's Dwayne Johnson right there.
Ray Lewis, I was right.
Yeah, Ray Lewis. I mean, what a great set of cards right there. So hard to find. Those are all, I call them pre-rookies. Some people call them XRCs, but what a beautiful set of cards and super tough to find. I've seen the Rock card sell for $2,000 alone. So
and then click that third picture too.
Yeah, so here you go. This one.
It shows all the back stats too.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool set of cards. I love stuff like that, especially the college cards.
6'5", 275. Jeez.
Yeah, so very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So
that's one I didn't know about.
Look at this.
And the Matrix.
Things I need in my life. Why'd you have to put that there?
Z is falling down a rabbit hole.
Well, real quick, just I wanted to talk about this, so I'll just talk about it real quick. One of the things that I really like about collecting cards is those rare to find cards, and a couple things that I'll just bring up every once in a while during the show. I'll show you some of the cool things that good examples of that type of stuff. Now, a lot of people know that are listening and watching that are into cards. Normal rookie cards are pretty obvious. Here's the Bo Jackson rookie from '88 Topps Football. And for hockey cards, here's a couple examples of this is a 1980 O-Pee-Chee Mark Messier rookie, my all-time favorite player right there.
That's beast, man.
Yeah, here's a Lemieux rookie, and these are kind of how the older cards looked back in the day. Now for newer cards, here's two beasts that are two of my favorite cards in my collection. These are one of the most beautiful cards Upper Deck ever created, and it's the 2005 SP Authentic Hockey sets. And here you go.
Those are great.
Yeah. So
those two cards, Jesus.
Yeah, Just beautiful cards. What a set. 2 #1 picks in the same set because of the lockout year. But those are the basic rookies. Now, what I'm talking about are cards like that Dwayne Johnson rookie. Cards like this. This is one of my all-time favorite football players is Kurt Warner. Being in Arizona, seeing him take the Cardinals to the Super Bowl was one of the greatest things I'd ever seen. Even being a Giants fan, obviously being in Arizona, that was an amazing year, heartbreaking. But Kurt Warner is just a stand-up dude. And one of the coolest things about Kurt Warner is the fact that he played in the Arena Football League. And this is a really tough card to find. 1995, Taco John's Kurt Warner rookie.
I was gonna say, is it a ShopRite?
Grocery
bagger.
Yeah, and exactly. And these are the type of things that I love to find. They're very tough to find in decent condition. Very tough to find at all.
They took that picture in the back of Safeway.
Yeah, yeah.
Right before the company game.
Yeah. Get back to work, bro.
Yeah. These are the cool things. These are the Semic stickers.
Pavel.
Yeah.
Right.
So these are the Russian rookies, which are stickers that they put out in sticker packs for books in Europe and Sweden and stuff like that. This is another version. This is a Dominic Kosick one. But this is the cool kind of stuff that you can find. It's tough to find. So I'll show a couple ones every show or every couple shows, give you an idea of where to find them and where to look. So
good stuff, man.
Yeah, next time you do that, I'm just gonna walk away so my piggy bank doesn't take a hit.
I'm going to jump in here real quick. When Brian was talking about cards, I want to show you guys this company I found. It's called Perfect Fit Sleeves. This is not an endorsement. They have not paid me. I think they have a really good product. Basically, with the graded cards and they basically make sleeves for the graded cards and the magnetic one touches. They also make sleeves for top loaders. But they're really nice. They're like almost like a thin Mylar material. They notch the edges on the flap there so that when it comes around, it basically is super tight. So like you can see this bag is super tight. They have like all different ones, Fits Ultra Pro 100 to 180 point. They got the Beckett graded. Then they have, Beckett graded with jersey swatches and all that. But what I wanted to show you is like this is like the standard fit. I forget who makes them, BCW or Ultra Pro. This is like the standard fit one for the graded.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see the difference. Like this one doesn't even move at all, and it's like crystal clear. It's basically like having a Mylar for your graded and non-graded. Just thought
what are they charging?
I don't remember the price, but if perfectfitsleeves.com is the website. So if you're anal like me, like all my slab books are in Mylars, so I figure this extends really well. I mean, you could see with like 4 cards, like there's no overlap, there's nothing hanging, there's no extra.
Oh, those are nice. Jeez.
Yeah, they're
like judging the sleeve I got.
Yeah, it's time to step up your game, Z.
I only got one. I got one graded card.
I'll send you a sleeve. Don't buy them. I think they come in. I think they're 50 packs. And they also have some like multi packs. They'll give you like a couple for the one size, a couple for another, and it's pretty good. Pretty good value. I also think they have a sampler. Like you can, they'll send you a free sample kit. But I'd check it out. I found them on eBay, and they're pretty amazing. I've never seen. I wish they made Mylars for CGC stuff. That'd be amazing.
I'm definitely picking up a bunch of them.
They're funny. Their website looks straight out of like 1990.
Oh yeah, the website's terrible, but they have a good product. So just try to get through I mean, like I said, I think they sell on eBay as well.
Yeah, but, eBay reviews and stuff.
But they have a lot more selection on the website. It's a product I definitely recommend.
If you can do Mile High website, you couldn't do anything,
Yeah, I mean this is pretty. It's just doesn't. It's not polished. That's all. It's not not archaic or anything.
The Instagram is PFI card sleeves. So I mean, if you want to, I don't know if they post a lot on Instagram or not, but yeah. And then the third or fourth link on the top, it's like free sample pack. So you can get your free sample pack. You just
and that's what I did. I got the sample pack, and you know there was like 20 sleeves in the sample pack. So I mean, I was able to use a lot of them, and then like I said, I was pretty impressed that I bot a bunch.
They must have the same web admin as Mile High.
Yeah, so it's definitely pre.com bust.
Yeah,
GeoCities.
Some chatter there from Ben C saying
a lot of
saying that Perfect Fit started out with Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, a lot of guys. That's what we were saying. Magic the Gathering cards are was the Perfect Fit boys. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's some real money to be made in those Magic the Gathering cards.
Dude, the White Lotus.
It's a black hole to jump down, just like most of these topics. But for those people out there that want to do some digging, there's some money to be made in those. So,
you know what's funny? There's like memes out there that says like, "Hey, do you want you don't want your kids to do drugs? Get them involved in magic." They won't do drugs if they're involved in magic. It's like the truth, man. I guess I don't know. I never got into magic. My one of my cousins got into magic, dude. I couldn't do it, man.
You haven't seen him since?
No, he's got a kid now, and I don't even know if he has cards.
I'll tell you what, I got a pretty good story. Like me and my buddy, we got into it. We built a couple decks. Like we played, just played at the house against each other. And then we found a local shop around here that had a magic tournament. And man, let me tell you, Dino, you know me. I don't like crowds. I don't like people too much. But
yeah,
man, I went in there and I was like, oh, I am definitely the cleanest person here.
How about how much deodorant was getting worn in that?
Oh, and then not only that, man. Like these people, it looked like this is the only time they go outside. Like I was amazed at the level of dorkiness. Like it freaked me out a little bit. Like because I wasn't ready for that. Like
we're not going to pick up any Magic fans.
I'll tell you what though, I love the game is fun and a lot of the people were cool, but I guess it's like anything. This one dude literally he lost and flipped the table. It was hilarious. He was so pissed. And I think he got this one dude, like he beat me in 2 turns, and I was just like, I was watching and I was just like, oh, okay, you won. And I think he played the same guy that flipped the table, and it was pretty hilarious watching him. But I'll tell you what's funny is that the Magic guys are one group, and then I don't know what game it is, but they play these games, these little miniature figures and
Warhammer
Euroflix.
And they're measuring stuff with a ruler and rolling 17 dice. Yeah, I think it's Warhammer or something. That looks like it's a whole different level of dorkiness.
Oh, dude, I walked into a card. I did the same thing. I walked into this card and comic place. I thought, oh, it's like hobbies and cards and stuff. I'm like, oh, and it's when I first moved to where I live at now. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll walk in here. Maybe they have comics, right? And it was just straight like board games and like cards. But it was a weekend where they had like a tournament. And I walked into like a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Oh, brother.
I'm telling you, dude, go to the Warhammer, because I watched these dudes, because I was there for like 4 hours. I literally watched these dudes. They might have moved the figures like a whole 12 inches on the board, and they're like literally they're working. Yeah. Like they're measuring, they're writing stuff down in a book, they're rolling like 17 dice and adding it up.
Think that's like a game for engineers.
Oh yeah,
it is 100%. Yeah, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, right? I mean,
it looked way more complex than that. Like I don't know.
I know. I was college buddies that did it, and they were all very like they're the hyper engineer, very precise guys that did that.
Yeah, I mean, I have an engineering degree, but I'm not like that.
Yeah,
I lose attention real quick.
There's a board game out. My cousin and I were big into board games, and it's called. Let me see if I can find it. God, what was it? Best board game. It was crazy. I think it was like $400.
You guys ever play Catan?
Yeah, dude. I won my first game of Catan and never won after that. I was so mad at myself.
I was just playing that last night with the fam. So
nice. It's a good game.
What was it? Oh man, I'm gonna lose. My cousin texted me it. It's like $300, and it's like I think the box weighs like 80 pounds or something. So much stuff in it, dude. It's not Smash Up. I'll look for it, boys. God dang it. I saw it, man. It was crazy. I've never seen the box. The box was ridiculous.
There's some irony in this comic guys calling.
Yeah,
I
there-
know.
people
I know.
And what that's the
Freaking
thing.
nerd.
Like I felt so weird. Like because I mean I'm a pretty down to earth guy, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm being judgmental here. But I'm like, I am being judgmental, but I'm not wrong though.
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
not
matter who
wrong.
you are, just wash your ass.
Yeah. And it was just weird because like the things they talked about, the things they were concerned about, I was like, I never even thought about this stuff.
You just have dice that have little ads behind the numbers for soap. And roll those and stuff.
I don't ever play any of those because I'm scared I'll get sucked into them.
It is addictive. I'll tell you what, building magic decks is really fun if you're into that kind of like technical stuff, because there's so many freaking cards, there's so many things you could do with it. Like it really is up to you, like in your imagination.
Here it is.
I've talked about the Absolute Geek podcast a couple times on the show. They're a couple of my buddies, and they have a podcast on their network called Negative Modifiers. That's really cool, where they do D&D, and they kind of keep track of it as they're going, and that's pretty interesting. That I never really got into it, but just listening to that was pretty cool. So
Ben's saying Warhammer costs like $15K to get into, and
Ooh.
that's something I forgot. Like when these guys came in, they literally brought in like each dude brought in like a
case,
10-gallon tote with all their little fucking figures in them. Like,
oh, this is a game, dude. It's called Gloomhaven, I guess. I don't know if
Oh,
anybody.
I just sent you the link. That's
Dude,
funny.
Gloomhaven is crazy. Okay, it weighs 20 pounds, not 80, but still, that's a shit ton for a game.
yeah,
So,
Ben Carson is awesome too.
yeah, this Gloomhaven, it's like you get like everything has like there's like so much things you can do. It's almost like D&D, but like on crazy steroids, man. It's like there's campaigns on top of campaigns on top of campaigns, and like every little thing you do means something. And it's an hour and like a half, or hour to 2 hours to play it. But setting up the game, I mean, there's like a Gloomhaven like box where to organize everything, like the cards and all this stuff. It's crazy. Like that's like I've seen cheap ways to organize it, and like the official Gloomhaven like boards like box is like another like $80 or $90 because it's so big. But
have any of you guys heard of it's called The Secret? Have you guys heard of that? It's like a adult game, I guess you could call it.
Is that
like
the self-help book?
no, no. It's this guy. He buried these like treasures around the world.
Oh yeah,
These 12 treasures, and then he took these prints or these like really intricate drawn like fantasy prints, and he dropped clues in each print on where to find the treasures. And I think it was like in the early 80s when he did this, like 1980. And I think they've maybe found like one or two of the treasures that he's dropped. And people are like, there's like documentaries on it where people are trying to find these treasures. It's kind of cool.
What were the treasures they found?
I want to say they're like these little that's a good question, because
like a 50-cent toy from China.
No, I'm pretty sure they're like some special thing that relate to the to each print, like some special like piece of art that he made or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's like they're all impossible to find. They've only found 2 of them in like 30 years or something right now. It's called The Secret. And there's, I think, 12 prints that he made. And there's people that have gotten close to certain things, and but they haven't found even half of them, I don't think. Maybe just a couple of them. So that's another black hole to get into. But I love shit like that, where kind of like a adult games or something, I guess you'd call them.
that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, stuff like that is just, I who knows about it? You're the only guy who would know about that stuff. I had no idea about that stuff.
Yeah, if you guys ever get a chance, just look up the Secret. Let me see what it's called here.
Well, every time my wife drags the kids to the Comic-Con in Indy to visit, she walks out going, so many levels of nerddom I don't understand.
Yeah,
I took the missus to the local show, like not even like a Comic-Con. It was like a VFW one, man. And she was like, "Yeah, this is, dude." First of all, she couldn't stand the smell of people, which was I was like, that's something you get accustomed to. So I go, wait till you come to Heroes Con in North Carolina. It's gonna be awesome. And then the second thing was like, it's just everyone was so geeky. It was funny. So
yeah, so this guy, it's called The Secret of Treasure Hunt by James Renner. And there's basically they're hidden gems within like a piece of art that he made for each one, like real gems. And they've only found 2 of the 12 hidden gems since 1982. So there's a bunch of documentaries on it and stuff, but and so on.
Cool. Let's see. I think I don't know. Was I the one who started this one, or I know Z was talking about this a lot. So Heritage Auctions is adding video games or graded games, I guess you want to call them. I don't know how you. I wish the vote was here. Video games or graded games, I guess, is a category or an offering on their auctions now. So that will be a new chase for people, I guess. A lot of people getting into graded games or games that are past, like Super Mario Bros. #1 that's sealed in the case and stuff like that. Again, I
don't know about you guys, but you throw something in acrylic plastic and slap a grade on it. I'm in.
I'm with you. Yes, sir.
It's so stupid, but it looks. I'm like, all right, that's graded. All right, I'll take that.
I'll put a link. Let me see if I can find a way up in the chat here. Okay, yeah, I got it. I can throw it on the actual YouTube page as well. It's a heritage auction that's going on this week, I guess. Like Stadium Comics is a big game because they didn't have a lot of those made. That doesn't go into like February 1st, but I threw a link on the YouTube chat. It's on if you just type Heritage Auctions, ha.com, and search video games. That's how you pretty much find it.
Stadium Events.
Or Stadium, I'm sorry, yeah, Stadium Events.
Stadium Comics.
Yeah, Stadium Comics, yeah. Stadium Events, and that's a Bandai one. That was like a low print run, kind of, if you want to consider a low video game run of that game. It's a loose cartridge. It's only 4.5, but it hasn't started bidding yet. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about like 20 right now going off, it looks like, for bids. They got that Maximum Carnage Super Nintendo right now. That's 7.0 B plus, whatever that means.
Is it the special version with the comic and everything?
It doesn't look like it. It says SANS.
Yo, how about that Batman Returns?
Oh,
with Catwoman and Penguin.
Hey, so I did pull up the graded sites, their website, so we can kind of go over what they're grading.
Oh, good.
What that grade is all about.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like they grade on a 10-point. Their grades looks very similar to like CGC. Like they've got a 10, 9.8, 9.6, 9.4, 9.2, 9.0, and then it drops by 0.5 all the way down to 0.5.
This is
so it's
right.
Yeah, WATA, WATA. Yeah, so it looks like very similar to comic grading scale. They grade if it's in the box, then they will grade it as in the box. If it's a loose cartridge, they'll grade it as just the cartridge, and they'll also grade just the manual by itself. That additional thing that's next to it, like A++, A, C, whatever, that is if it's sealed. If it's sealed, that extra grade right there has to do with the shrink wrap on it. So if it's A++, the shrink wrap is perfect. But it says the lowest you can get on the shrink wrap for it still to be considered sealed is a C. So C is the worst shrink wrap you could still have and still be considered a sealed game.
And there's some of them on there that says C on it too. So okay.
Yeah, so some of them could be really bad. But if it's got an A++ next to the grade, then that means the seal, the shrink wrap is perfect. So that's what that means.
And they've been grading video games for quite a while now, at least 10 years.
I think this company is a little newer, though, this WATA, this parallel on the comic side, because you see a lot more press on it. But there was another company doing it that Matt's talked about, but this one seems to be parallel and CGC a little more.
Yeah, Rampage. Remember that game?
I was just looking at that too.
Is this the
Gauntlet
infancy of comic or of game
Bad
grading,
dudes? Holy
or is it
shit!
gonna blow up like crazy like comics?
I could see it. I mean, especially the nostalgia factor for video games. I mean, that's a big thing. Like people remember like Battletoads, right? Like Battletoads is a great game. I mean,
That game was so fucking hard.
it's so hard, but it's a classic because it's so hard. I
They
mean,
got a NES Jackal 1988.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too.
A plus plus.
dude, they got a Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, man. That's
That
ridiculous.
was such a tough game.
That's a tough game.
So for if you want to know how much it costs to do this, it's pricey. It's probably more. It looks like it's more expensive than comics. Their select grade, which is like their cheapest grade, for a 45-day turnaround, is for a sealed or loose game is $25. The box game is $40. And that's for the cheap. That's the cheapest service they have.
Why would a box game cost more? And when it
You
seems
got to
like
grade the
less
seal. You
to
got to
grade?
grade the box. A cartridge is easy.
Honestly, that doesn't seem bad unless I mean, there's big games out there like Super Nintendo games. I know DeVoe. It's in the like I don't know, probably episode like 7 or 8 when DeVoe's on. He talks about like there's like box games out there that are ridiculous, like and it's like Super Nintendo games or regular Nintendo games that are like hard to find. Or I mean, if you have that Stadium Events in a box, man, you're looking at big money. I mean,
well, but this is also less than $500 declared value. So yeah, and that's as in 45 days. I mean, you're talking it's gonna be 2.5 months.
I mean, it's still quicker than CBCS. So
I was just about to say, CBCS is like 25 weeks right now.
We talk about CGC is not doing that well either.
Yeah,
no, they are. That's not the case. I sent 2 orders to CGC and I got them back within 4 weeks.
Yeah. My books from Baltimore are still sitting received.
Yeah, but that's different. I think that's. Did you have to press any of those?
Yeah, they're both getting pressed.
That's why.
My unrestoration of my
they told me 6 to 12 weeks for pressing,
and that's bullshit. I mean,
and now I'm at 16 weeks right now.
Yeah. I'm at and then I got my books unrestored and it's still sitting in verified after the restoration. They hit me. I'll tell you what,
it's at 16 weeks and it took them 2 weeks to get them even put into the system.
Yeah.
Sometimes when that happens, I feel like they lose books. Like, I mean, not lose them, but for a short period of time, they just don't know where they are.
I mean, I haven't called them. Have you called them yet, dude? About your books?
I sent them an email and they're like, yeah, it should be. I love that when they say
any day.
Should be done in the next week or 2.
Right. That was what, 4 weeks ago?
Because pressing is running it at 15 to 17 weeks right now.
P.S. It's around here somewhere.
Well, I mean, mine's at verified, and I know the rest because I got the email from CCS that said the restoration was done or removed or whatever, and that was I can look it up. It was crazy. It was like
yeah, but you don't want to rush that stuff.
No, the restoration was done. I mean, it's like they did it. I mean,
look, if they'd have told me it was going to be 6 months to get my books back, that's fine. But just tell me that.
Yeah, be upfront about it, right?
I was led to believe I would have my books, in 3 months.
So
which I thought was a ridiculous
Oh.
time frame anyway, but whatever.
So I got an email. Hold on 1 second. It said 1 second. I just pulled it up real quick. It says restoration remove. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe I thought I saw an email about it. Maybe I deleted it. Yeah, it said like your restoration was completed or something, and it was like way back on October 9th, but I don't know. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know. I mean, they said the boys at CCS said like, yeah, they'll walk it over from CGC. They'll walk it over, and it's like, no. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 weeks to get the restoration unrestored, or taken off.
What did you have done?
So my Marvel Spotlight 5 I bought back in the day. I bought it from a guy, and Paul was there. Me and Paul.
Well, that's why it went wrong, Dino.
Well,
yeah.
You just got in the cloud of Paul.
No, it's funny because a couple CBSI guys were with us, and it was just not Paul. And we both looked at it, and I know Sean looked at it, but I didn't know it got restored. It was professionally done. On Rider, Ghost Rider, Spotlight on the R, it has a little bit of a color touch, and it's on the very corner, and it's like I don't know, it's like a little speck of it. So they hit that up as restored, obviously. So I got that taken off.
So what do they do to fix that? How do they fix that?
Erasure. I don't know. I don't know what they did. Maybe they chip it out with a knife. I don't know. I mean, it would be chipping theoretically, right? If you're going to take that piece of the comic off. I mean,
it's interesting if anybody knows.
I don't know what they do when it's the middle of the book. I know if it's an edge, they maybe remove a piece, but
I'm actually, so it came back.
Ben C says chemicals.
Okay, oh good. I mean, they can burn my book. That's great.
So it's okay for them to put chemicals on the book, but if anybody else does it, it's restoration.
Yeah, and I can't. You know what, boys? Do you remember? Hey, Scotty, you remember what grade I got? Was it 8.5 or 8?
I thought it was an 8.5.
Yeah, I think it was an 8.5. I think purple label, and I mean, it was a glorious book, and I got it for pretty cheap theoretically. Yeah, fucking Paul's laughing at me. I mean, I got it for a decent deal, obviously, and I mean, I was like, we were talking about because I was talking to Sean about it, and I said, what do you think I should do? Because
Joe said 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. It was an 8. Oh yeah, because I sold it to Joe. So I gave it to Joe, and I didn't know it was unrestored, and I felt bad. And then he came back and he said, "Dude, it came back restored because he was looking at it to buy one a very high grade." I'm like, "Oh, I got an 8.5," and I sold him. I mean, I didn't jack him up too bad, and it came back restored. So I bought it back from him, and then I threw it on eBay, and it sat around for like 4 months and no offers. So I'm like, well, what's the chances? Let's see what happens when it comes back. Maybe it goes down to an 8. I mean, an 8 blue label is still pretty decent, right? I mean, even 7.5, right? I mean,
yeah. Maybe Ben C could chime in what a small amount of repair or unrestoration like that might do to a book's grade. I don't know.
I mean, let me see if I can screen share my my screen and make sure it doesn't freak out for a second. See if
Ben C was on fire tonight in the chat. If anybody is,
yeah, I was laughing at Ben C, by the way, Dino. He said that they don't just tear a page out of your comic.
He should. They should. It's ridiculous. So here we go. So basically on this R right here, I wish I could. Can I blow this up? Oh.
I've never looked into unrestoration other than I know it exists, but I mean, okay. I understand restoration, all that stuff, but unrestoration is a whole nother ball game.
So like on this R where this corner, can you guys see this pretty decently?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so like right here, it's like it was like color touched up in the red right here, and it was like just this small amount right here. It was like in this top corner right here, and that's about it. Like I mean, that was it. That was the only.
That seems silly to do.
I don't know why you would do it, but I mean. I wish I had a bigger.
It could have been a kid. It could have been a kid just taking his marker and like, oh look, I want to draw right there.
Yeah,
I actually one of the first books.
Right there. So basically, it's right there. So like from here to like this point here, that's all it was, dude. It's not like it's like all over like black or like this whole thing was red. It was literally from this corner to this corner and about like a half crescent moon kind of.
Did you look on the inside cover when you had it before then? Could you see it on the inside?
No, I didn't. I missed it. It was professionally done. And you know what? We weren't even looking for it, honestly. And the guy who sold it to me was kind of being a little wishy-washy about it. And he was like, make sure you look at it really carefully. And I'm like, it looks good. I mean, it looked good. I mean, it looked beautiful, honestly. And I just noted it was like this little piece right here. I don't know how much is that going to take off. I mean, it's just literally this much where my cursor is, like, just this corner right here. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so translation of make sure you look at it very carefully means that he's trying to sell you a book.
Always.
That book is like on the edge of when they just restored everything. I mean, they still were doing it, but Silver Age is where you get a lot of it.
Was this at a store that you bought that?
No, I bought it at well, the problem is was it Toledo Comic Con, Paul?
Yeah, the Fantasticon.
Yeah, Fantasticon. And I didn't have a black light with me or anything. It's not like I have a dark room where I can like look at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have like a solid dark room. I mean, you kind of can just go with a black light and kind of like go buy it and check it out. But I made a call. Honestly, the amount of money I paid for it, it's not going to hurt me. I mean, it cost me an extra $100 probably to get it unrestored and regraded, but whatever. I mean, I'm still going to make decent money on it, I think. So
one of the first books that I bought raw and flipped after grading actually sold to a buddy, and it was the Amazing Spider-Man 300, and that was like the first book that ever came back restored for me, and I had no idea, no clue. I looked at it as best I could, and I kind of feel like, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but sometimes they say it's restored or there's something wrong with these books that a lot of people can't even find.
Always check the inside of the spine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like open up the front and back cover and check, because that's where you usually see it. And if they don't do, if it's not done professionally, like it'll bleed through the back of the back of the front and back of the back of the front cover and the back of the back cover.
So they usually just trying to fill in the color breaking black. Yeah.
So let's talk about this. What
like ASM 300, your color touch is going to be all along that spine, because that spine will have a ton of color breaks.
C corrected me and said that it was pretty widely done through the 80s.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what's okay. So here's a good point for everybody. What's a book amount that you look at every book? Like, I mean, what's the amount of value that you're opening the book and you're flipping through it back and front? What's the amount besides Paul in every book?
I'm scared to do that sometimes.
Are you?
Yeah, I really am. I'm really scared to pull out a book in front of a dealer, and especially if it's a big book.
I ask, man. I do it all the time. I mean, not on that book, obviously, but I usually.
It depends.
Gloves.
If I'm buying from somebody I know, I usually don't even bother, because I'll trust them to tell me if there's something really wrong with it that,
Yeah,
because Carl's that way. Like, if there's something wrong with it that you can't see, he always tells you, all right, that's got this, that's got that. Blah, blah, blah.
A lot of people in the chat are saying 500 or 1,000.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it's lower than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably, if it was an older book, if I'm spending $200 on it, I'm probably going to want to check it out.
Well, I think Ben C is right. It depends on the dealer. If you're buying from one of the old school kind of main guard guys, they're pretty honest. But if you're a local show or even a lot of LCSs, even respected ones, you got to look at it. My brother bought a Batman Adventures 12 from a shop, and looked great on the front. Bought it, didn't open it up. He's like, "Well, I trust the guy." And he got home and there was a giant crease on the back.
Yeah,
I'm lazy. I just buy straight Universal Blue Label.
Yeah, I mean that's usually what I try to do, is just buy a graded book.
That's the best thing to do. That's the smartest thing to do.
Well, and then the other thing too is, like, you look at these books and it's like, it's hard to see. Like, that guy, and I'll tell you, I hit up Paul. Me and Paul were talking about it, and the guy one of the guys who went with me, Brian, went with us, and I told him straight out, I was like, I hit him up an email because I pay with PayPal, right? So I got his email address, which luckily I didn't pay cash, and I was like, hey man, I didn't know if you noticed this, because not everybody looks at their books. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, amount of books we have. I mean, I know Scotty's very good at looking at every book, but I mean, we miss stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody's the greatest, right? I mean, it's an honest mistake. It could happen. I emailed the guy.
Everyone's human.
Yeah. And I emailed the guy and I was like, hey man, like, hey, you sold me a restored book. It came back restored. Can you do something for me? And gone, ghosted. And like a couple guys I know who around here to go to like a lot of cons have never seen this guy ever again. Like, in the wind, gone. So.
Did he have like a store name or anything, or just?
Oh, just an email, man. That's all I got.
I mean,
Resto Ryan.
Yeah. I don't know why he said restoryan@gmail.com. It was weird, but I was like, whatever, man. I'm getting a good deal for it now. So.
And everybody, always be wary. If the deal is too good to be true, there's something wrong.
You beat them down until it's even a better deal. Okay, that's what I do.
Yeah. Dino's like, no. Here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So you negotiate, and then he agrees to it, and then you negotiate even down farther, because that's what you do.
Well, Dino, you showed me that trick a while ago where.
Oh God, you're just like a horrible person.
No. For looking at books, if you're at a show, an easy way to inspect a book is just take the board out instead of the book, and then he gives you a quick way to look at the back. You don't have to worry about the tape and
a lot of people try to pull the book out, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you got to worry about putting the board back in and then putting the book back in, and you cram it, you know what I'm saying? Or you're nervous, and it's, Yeah, if you kind of slide the board out, I mean, you can't go all the way up, but I mean, you can get a good indication of it. And then another good thing is like Scotty showed is like he tells people is like if you rub your finger on the spine, right, you can see, right, Scotty, the majority of dings. And
yeah, I mean, if you can't tell if there's spine ticks or not, just lightly rub your thumb right down the spine. You'll feel them.
And then make your own dent.
Yeah.
Or
He
just
doesn't
bring
give you a
Sean
good
with
price.
Oh yeah,
you do not damage the books, fellas. Come on.
Hell, you don't even
be a
need.
savage.
All that
Come
tip
on.
is not for you. You do not
Yeah,
have the
no.
luck
Hey,
for
this
that.
is for my buddy Scott Reagan.
You gotta have some finesse.
As Paul crushes the book.
Yeah.
and you
I was
just
like, Scott told me to friggin' press it with my thumb.
and you just pull out the gun and you're like, dude, I don't know, bro. I'm just too strong for this book. And
Yeah, poke at it with the paper clip and see if there's any paint chipping.
So let it be said, etiquette is always asked the dealer. Like,
Oh yeah.
most of the time, I let them do the take it out of the bag, the board. I don't care.
Honestly, that's what you always do. Let them. You say, "Can I see it?" And they say yes. And if they hand it to you, you say, "Can you take it out?" Or most of the time, they should take it out themselves.
dude, they let me take them out. Maybe I got that.
No, but here's the thing.
I know it's terrible, dude.
If
Don't
you
do
damage
it because
it goes
if
wrong.
you damage it, it's gonna be on you. Let
I
them damage it.
I don't pull it out. I just pull the backing board out. I don't know.
Always let them take it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, even at my local shop, I just let them do it. It's just
We had a problem so we went to Motor City Comic Con last year, a group of us, and it was actually TJ and Sleepy was with us. And what happened was we looked at Iron Man 55, Thanos cover, first Thanos cover, and the guy had it in a Mylar, right? Which, cool, no problem. And somebody, I guess, before us took it out and pushed it back in. I don't know if it was the dealer, it was one of our local guys, and he sliced the cover, the bottom part of the cover, man. I mean, it was wrecked, dude. And I showed the guy, I'm like, hey, dude, somebody sliced. We didn't take it out of the bag. I'm like, hey, dude, you see that slice? He goes, that wasn't there like 15 minutes ago. I'm like, I don't know, man. He goes, he was like, oh, I'm like, because it was nice, dude. It's probably like a 7 or an 8, probably. I mean, it was.
It was. Nice.
Yeah, it was. Not anymore. I think he still has it on his eBay.
I've seen Todd McFarlane do that too. A couple Amazing Spider-Man 300s.
I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of preserve what we got. Like, don't destroy anything.
Yeah, I mean,
When I do that, I remind them too. Like, Forgotten 5 Comics. Don't you forget it.
Oh god. Oh, Paul's our unofficial spokesman.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
Paul's gonna be monkey fisting people with an F5 logo.
Distracting them with decoy money.
Big stickers on it, and then he's gonna have. You know what's funny? I looked at my box because he stayed over my house a couple times, and I noticed I have short a couple business cards. It's weird. So, it's good stuff. No, it's funny. Yeah, obviously we were joking. So you always want to be respectful of people's stuff, obviously, because how that happens it's kind of crazy. But
I got a funny story on this. Just a side note, I was at a con in Indy that one, or not in Indy, in the South Bend, and I just had a kid looking through dollar books, and he kept wanting to take stuff out. He was looking for something. I don't even know what it was, but I had those self-sealing bags. The ones with the sticky on the back. It took him, I swear to God, 12 bags to open and close. He couldn't get them open, couldn't get them closed, kept handing them back to me. Like, took him 12 times to figure out what was going on. I was like, we got trouble, man. We got trouble. This is not science.
I thought you were going to say that like a book got stuck to that somehow.
I would be like, you got to handle this kid.
He could not fathom what was going on. Like 5 different times, I kept watching them. Like, they're dollar books. I didn't care, but at some point, you're just curious if this is a Paul's problem kid right here.
Speaking of a Paul's problem and trying to figure stuff out, my next one I think was something in that avenue.
That time you ruined an Action Comics one when he took it out.
Right. No, I had an outpatient procedure done one time, and they don't want you to drive afterward and all that stuff. So I couldn't, one of those, you can't eat after midnight and blah blah blah. So I was starving, and it was so my wife, we went to Bob Evans afterward,
Does anybody think the blah 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 there is probably why things go wrong?
Yeah.
But so I had a nice big meal, and then before we leave, like, just let me go to the bathroom real quick. And so I'm in the bathroom, and I'm in there, and I hear someone come in, and I was like, Mary, is that you? It's like, Paul, you're in the women's bathroom, dude.
Jeez.
So that anesthesia stuck with me a little bit, and I didn't realize I went into the women's restroom till luckily it was my wife walked in. So I dodged a bullet there, thankfully. That was a good time. Those meds stick with you. But what else, man? Dino dished us. He's feeding the cats or changing some litter. George Perez is retiring.
Yeah, George Perez is retiring.
I don't.
How do you guys feel about that?
I kind of bummed out because I think he was one of the really cool things. You hear all these horror stories about some of these guys, when it comes to sketches or just signing books. And when it came to George Perez, they kind of broke the mold. That guy would sign anything. He would sign for as long as it took. He was always happy. $40 sketches. Wow. He had the right way of doing it with the ticket system. You didn't have to stand in line.
I think the CGC kind of like the guys that did it for a living kind of ruined that for George.
What do you mean?
The guys that would like get in and run in and get the dealer badges and get the tickets and all that shit. Like,
yes,
I think they ruined it for.
They ruined it for everybody. Yeah,
for his system. But I mean, George was always friendly.
Yeah, he was absolutely unreal. I mean, he enjoyed taking pictures of people. He acted like a kid. I'm almost you hear about his age and I think the last con I saw him at, he had just had some major eye surgery or something, so he could barely see. But he was running around like a kid, asking for pictures with everybody, and always a smile on his face. $40 sketches, amazing sketches. I think one of the questions that we asked him was we were talking about I think the Teen Titans, and we asked him if he got screwed on that deal, and he's like hell no, I make more off of Teen Titans. I make enough to pay all my bills throughout the whole year just on like the first month and a half of Teen Titans checks. And it was like cool to hear that stuff, you know what I mean? So he was just a good dude. I know that a lot of the politics, especially here in Arizona, he about 4 years ago maybe, he said he wasn't going to come to Arizona anymore just because he didn't agree with the politics and everything. And that was kind of a bummer because I always feel sad when politics get in the way of, people that really don't care about politics. So, but it's just a bummer just because of what a nice dude he was. So
it is interesting. That kind of guard is fading away. The ones that almost have an image of themselves. Like people cosplay as Perez.
Yes.
Duranko has a look. Stan Lee has a look. I don't think you get that anymore. Everybody else is just a guy. I mean,
yeah, there's very few of them left.
Doesn't really have a look other than just kind of grumpy old man, but
kind of like the guy.
He plays it well.
The look of a guy that pees on rags.
That's such a good story. If that is true, oh my god,
it's been debunked. It has definitely been debunked.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to hear what the real reason. I mean, did he say the real reason why he's done?
I think his site is not good. He can't do the quality of work he used to do, so he thinks it's not worth it. He's what I read is he will still do some con style sketches, but he won't do it at shows. You have to it'll be pre-booked. He just can't do the detail work that he feels fair charging.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to have a couple sketches from him. I was able to get a watcher sketch from him, and it's one of my most cherished sketches. So it's a bummer that people aren't going to be able to do it because I know that was a lot of people's favorite thing to do was to go see him at a show and get a $40 sketch that most guys would charge big bucks for. So
I regret not getting one from him a few years ago.
Walt Simonson's like that also.
What'd you say, Brian?
Walt Simonson's similar to generosity as Perez.
I think those guys they hit the comic kind of heyday and they loved it.
Are we talking about Perez again? I'm sorry, I just missed everything.
Yeah.
We going over favorite covers yet?
No, not yet. Let's do it. I mean, for me, it's the Infinity Gauntlet. I mean, that cover for me is that one, and there's a couple others, but that basically is synonymous with my childhood.
Crisis on Infinite Earths are great covers.
Yeah, they are. For me, the Infinity Gauntlet just.
Yeah.
I remember like the first time I read that, I was like, "Oh my god," my mind was blown.
Well, yeah.
Well, so Crisis 7 here, which is the famous Supergirl death one, which I love. The thing is, I get a little confused because that everybody credits homages to that, but that's ultimately an homage to Batman 156 with the dead Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nobody talks about it, and it's just maybe he just did it better.
Yeah, that's true. I know a lot of people are going to go Infinite Gauntlet #1 or Crisis on Infinite Earth, so I went with Avengers 196.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I mean, kind of forget, but that's Perez. But Avengers 196, I mean, Taskmaster on it, it's dope. I mean,
that's pretty nice cover. I mean,
he did a really cool Marvel Fanfare Black Widow cover. I think it was like Marvel Fanfare 10, and a lot of people have kind of done that cover, that style cover. I think Frank Miller maybe did one. So that's one I had signed by him a couple times.
I'm gonna go with New Teen Titans #1 just because I mean, DC Presents 26 is a terrible cover. If their first appearance was truly a New Teen Titans #1, that book would be worth more than it is. I think it's just it was such a better kind of image. Whole team running. I mean, kind of just gets it all.
That Wonder Woman #1 is pretty good too.
So is the X-Men and Teen Titans one.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
That's a great one too.
Very underrated.
It's got the Thanos on the back of it, right? Or is it not Thanos? Dark Side on the back of it. That's a dope cover too. Sorry, my bad. I'm getting all confused.
Come on, Dino.
Same guy.
It's DC, not Marvel.
Dude, I mean,
come on, bro.
I left it, bro.
You just like pissed off.
I'm waiting for Stein to chip in. The Virgin variant that nobody's ever seen.
Well, yeah, which is really funny because I thought about all those covers that everybody already likes or whatever. But I actually went with Zorro #8.
What?
Of course you would.
I thought you'd pick Jurassic Park.
Well, that would have been cool too, but I don't know if he did it. Did he do a Jurassic Park? He might have.
For Tops.
Well, that the Zorro was for Tops as well. Let me see if I can find a link for it.
I'm just Googling it now.
Yeah, it's like really, I like really black covers and stuff.
1993 one?
Yeah. It's like in the 90s or something like that.
Yeah. There it is. I put a link. Hey, comic, they got one to find.
Yeah, I mean, nice. it's not like it's an expensive comic or an important comic. I just really like the dark, dark cover. Yeah, it's just a really cool look on it. But I'm like I said, I could have went with the obvious choices or anything like that. But
so me being the geek guy that I am, let's see how many 9/8s there are, right? If there was
of that Zorro,
yeah, who knows?
His
Logan's Run covers were good too.
93. Okay, here we go, boys. Well, 0 on GPA, so none sold, but that doesn't mean anything. So let's see what the census says. That ought to be interesting.
Under 10.
Oh, you think it even? You think so?
I'm going to say under 10.
I wonder if there's any.
I'd be surprised if there was 10 books graded. Period.
From Topps Wizard Edition, Topps Comics. Here we go. 0. 0. Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of zeros, number 1s, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11, but no 8s.
It was asked in the chat, is Perez doing any more conventions? And he said he's doing 8 shows this year just signings. So he'll sign anything.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he ever charges for signings.
But he might start now.
No, I bet he'll just, if he does it, everything he said he's doing is still for charity. He said he will do some commissions before the show for charity. I don't think he ever charged for signatures, but he might do like, a jar for charity. And then after this year, he said he's winding down. He will probably do, there was 2 shows he mentioned, Dragon Con and one other. And after that may be it, unless just something pops up.
It's weird. It says Fetish Con. I don't know what that means, but so Dragon Con and Fetish Con have 2 personal meetings. I don't know what that means, but I don't want. So basically, his 2019 schedule is
there's a joke there somewhere.
I know. So he has Amazing Comic Con in Aloha. He has C2E2 he's doing, East Coast Comic Con, Niagara Falls Comic Con, Terrific Con, Fetish Con, and Dragon Con. That's his lineup. So
I may go to C2E2. Or I put in for press pass, but we'll see if I actually make it this year.
Cool.
Let's flex that CBSI muscle.
Yeah, well, I had it from last year, and I had a new job at the same exact time, and I couldn't go.
Man, you tell that new job, you got more important things to do. You got the top 10.
Right.
Do you put that on your resume yet?
Well, what's funny is Art Germ's going to be at C2E2 this year.
Oh, really?
Don't you know who I am? I'm the top 10, bitch.
So I'm hoping I can actually go because I don't get to those national cons very often, but I'll take all my Art Germ stuff. And
what are you going to do with Art Germ if you see him?
I don't know.
I mean, he did that Batgirl for you. It was dope.
I know he did. I don't know. I may find some. I may take up some of the really rare things that I have of him, and I don't know. See if he'll do something on it, like that A1, that Weirding Willows, or something like that. Something that nobody else has.
I'm so mad I can get a 9.8 in that book.
Supergirl 26.
The Supergirl 26. I was like, what? I was like, what?
Yeah, everyone was like, what? Yeah, the one that just came out, super rare.
All right, we're gonna do the giveaway now.
Do it up.
All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a Perez question here. First person to answer in the chat wins the Bad Who Laughs T-shirt. What was George Perez's first work?
Ooh.
So when we cut this, put the Jeopardy music in, and then first person to get it wins.
Do we know the
Yeah,
answer?
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
Come on, boys.
Did any of us know it before?
Yeah. I made sure to ask.
This is actually I've talked about it with you guys before. That's kind of like the one main thing I collect is creators' first appearances. So I have fun making those lists, especially with Topher in the mix.
Nope.
Right, nope. So far, Rag is the only person answering.
Yeah.
That's Googling.
Nobody wants the T-shirt.
Oh,
there it is. There it is.
Well, Ben doesn't get one.
Yep.
So it's going to go to Philip Chung because he got it next.
Yeah,
sorry, Ben.
For everybody out there,
I'll send you a T-shirt. But
Astonishing Tales number 25, which is also very famous for being the first Deathlock appearance. So,
did he do the cover?
No, he did. He assisted. Yeah, he assisted. No, he assisted on there.
Rich Buckler's assistant.
Yeah. Yep. So,
I'm gonna ban Ben from the chat.
Yeah. All right. So Philip Chung, you won that. Hit me up. I might have your address, but send it to me anyway. I'll get that out to you.
So
check out CBSIswag.com.
So last topic of the night is kind of something that Dino had been bringing up in a couple chats lately. We've kind of been going down the rabbit hole with the cards lately, and people have been buying cards here and there in boxes and breaking boxes and stuff. And one of the things that he had asked was, what's the difference between, picking up like a blaster box at Target or Walmart and picking up a box at a card shop? And for all you guys out there that don't know this answer, do yourself a favor, and if you can, pick one up from your local hobby shop, because the thing about these blaster boxes, these little boxes that you get at Target or Walmart that have like 12 packs in them or 10 packs and a couple extra packs of like, the different brands. Upper Deck, I try to pick up a blaster box or a tin of, they have a tin of Upper Deck hockey every year. And I'll pick those up just because I like the tins. But the problem with picking up these blaster boxes at these retail stores is the hits are limited compared to the hits that the number of hits that you'll get in hobby shops. For example, if in the blaster boxes you see like that Young Guns rookies, which are the Upper Deck hockey rookies, really famous rookie in hockey. Upper Deck hockey has Young Guns rookies, like 1 in every 5 packs or 4 packs. It might be 1 in every 3 packs in the hobby box, or you'll have a better chance at getting the big hits, the 1 in 1 per box stuff, the autographs, even the crazy stuff, like the 1 per case hits. You're going to get those more in the hobby boxes than you'll get in the retail blaster boxes. Stein, do you do much of buying from the?
I don't now. I mean, there are some. I mean, don't take it as there's not always.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I mean,
what was it? They try to do different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? I can't remember. I'm drawing a complete blank, but it was like the year that Trout had his rookie year. The blaster boxes for those, might be,
well, the most famous one,
much more expensive.
Yeah, the most famous one, I think, with the blaster boxes, and this is a crazy story, but this is kind of what we're talking about. Walmart had a blaster box for 2005 Topps Baseball, I think it was, and it had an Alex Gordon rookie in it. Well, Alex Gordon had not given Topps the rights to use his picture. So the first couple print runs, that Alex Gordon card got out. Well, they only sent those first couple print runs to Walmart in those blaster boxes. And what Topps did is, with the rest of the print runs, instead of just getting rid of the card, they did something really, I mean, it's not stupid. It's amazing because it's such a cool card. They actually cut his picture out of the card. And so you would get a card that basically that doesn't have the middle of the card.
It's just like a silhouette.
Yeah, it became a real famous thing. For you guys that don't know, Keith Olbermann, the former Sports Center anchor, is a big card guy. And I think he was one of the first guys to actually purchase one of the very first full pictured Alex Gordon rookies that year. Big story on it. But things like that, what Ben was talking about, are good things for blaster boxes. There's little things, and they'll offer special inserts that they don't offer in hobby boxes. But these companies are always going to give hobby shops the better stuff because that's where their bread and butter is. These card shops are unfortunately, it's the exact opposite that Diamond's doing with comic shops. Upper Deck will always hook up the hobby shops. They're always going to give them better stuff, to give to their customers. So,
well, they also
do your research.
People aren't going to spend $100 at Walmart on a box of cards.
Yeah, I guess I'm just reading this article on this rookie card for Alex Gordon too. It was they said it shouldn't have been in there under the new MLB Player Association rules back in that era. I guess I don't even know if it's still like that. Gordon was not allowed a rookie card yet because he was not on the Royals 25-man roster.
Yeah, I actually have one right here. I'll show you guys it.
So I have a question while you're looking.
Here, Dino, if you want to if you can throw my camera up. Here's the Alex Gordon card. You can see there's no card in the middle.
It's not even a silhouette. They just literally cut it out.
They just literally cut it out.
That's the you yourself can be in a trading card.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You can see at the bottom. You can see where it says, his name and stuff. Well, not very well, unfortunately, with the camera. But if you look this up, this is the cutout card. And to me, this. What's that?
Will they grade that card?
Yeah, they'll actually grade this card. So the first time I sent it in is when they first came out. I actually pulled this out of a blaster box. I went and bought like 6 blaster boxes when they first started going on, trying to actually get the full pictured one. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to say Keith Olbermann actually bought an unopened pack where the full pictured one is like the top or back card. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like actually 9 days ago, a PSA 9 of the one where he's actually on the card sold for $550.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a 9.5 that's on eBay right now for $13.99.
So very cool.
Yeah. So
as a noob, and I watched my first half case break the other day, it almost felt like the chase cards were predictable.
They are. I mean, to a point.
Like it felt like they always came in this pack in the stack. Is that
So something? No, something that I've talked about in that chat was, it's hard to predict them now, but back in the day, especially for like we were talking about this, the 86 through 80, the 86, 87 Fleer basketball, which is the Jordan rookie year, the 87, 88 Fleer basketball, and the 88, 89 Fleer basketball all had a sequence. For example, say you got like the top card was like card 60, and the next card was card number 5, and then you could tell which card was going to be the third card because it'd be like 60 cards away from the card above it. So, for example, through the PSA forums back in early 2000s, I would be part of these big group breaks where Baseball Card Exchange would get these old wax boxes, and we'd each, buy a couple packs from these boxes, and they'd send them out to everybody. And I was lucky enough to get one of they call it the hot pack of that 88, 89 Fleer basketball, which has, if I remember this right, it's got the Rodman rookie, the Reggie Miller rookie, the Pippen rookie, and I want to say one more. They're all in one pack because they're sequenced. So you got to be very careful if you're buying packs from sequenced years. The big companies nowadays, they want to stay away from that because of the searching and because of how hard it is to get those packs. So it's much more random now, but you're guaranteed so many hits in a box. You're usually guaranteed, like, for example, we'll say like playoff contenders football. It's back. I don't know what it is now. Ben, you might. I don't know if you've been watching any of those current breaks, but I think it's like 3 of the rookie ticket autographs per box or per mini box. That they're in like these little mini boxes, like 1 per mini box, 3 per big box. I know with the Upper Deck SP Authentic like years, it'd be like one rookie auto. And then you usually get like 1 memorabilia per box, but they have big case hits. And those are the cards that are the big boys. So the hobby shops are most of the time where it's at. But like Ben was saying, there are some cool things that will be in the blasters. They gotta have a reason for people to buy them. Most of the time it's just people in the line, but yeah.
Cool. You any boxes on the horizon you're looking out for? I guess I don't know.
I always love Upper Deck Hockey Series 1 or Series 2. Series 2, I believe, is coming soon. They always stack. They always save a couple of the big rookies for Series 2. I pick up a box every year of those. I know the playoff contenders football are always great cards. They're if you guys follow Baseball Card Exchange or Indie Card Exchange on Instagram, you'll see some of these most beautiful hits that are coming out of playoff contenders football.
Cracked ice ones are amazing.
Yes, absolutely gorgeous.
Dude, I should pick up this Dylan Larkin Young Guns card, man.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. There is some really high-end sets. There's a set for hockey called the Cup, where it's basically 1 pack. It's like $500 a box.
Oh, that's crazy.
You get 4 or 5 cards, and they're all huge hits. Like 1 of 5, 1 of 1, rookie autographs that are like
patches.
Yeah, they're huge cards. I mean, if you look up, for example, if I look up
Crosby one's what, $5,000?
Oh yeah, easy. The Connor McDavid. Let's look up the Connor McDavid, the Cup rookie, which was 3 years ago.
They're usually limited to like 99.
Yes, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're thick cards. They're really beautiful. Let's take a look here. Ben, you got anything you're looking at on the horizon?
No, I used to bust way too much wax, and I had to stop because I just kept spending all my money So I kind of had to stop and honestly, yeah, I mean, I just, there's too much. There's too many.
My name is Ben. I have a problem.
So I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Watching my one bust, and it looked like a good expensive fast because there were, you get one guy that hits or two guys that hit, and the rest of them just take it.
Well, I mean, like I said, that I think I mentioned it either last week or 2 weeks ago that that Panini Prestige or whatever it is or whatever. I mean, it comes in a suitcase. I mean, it's $1,500 a box. I mean, and you get one pack. I mean, it's.
But if can you guys see my screen right now?
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, this card is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that's a beautiful card.
Yeah.
Patch. It's the 2015-16 Cup signature patches, and that's such a beautiful card. And you can see the price on it. They're very yeah. Here's you guys can see some of the other ones. I mean, $9,000. Here's one that's got 31 bids, and it's just the shield, which is a special insert, which is kind of cool. It's like
that's like a 101.
Yeah, I mean,
chocolate.
It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Autograph. This one's really special because this one is a homage to the first year that the Cup came out, the Sidney Crosby Ovechkin year. Only 10 of them were made. I mean, you don't get much better than this, but you're paying big money to be part of these, these boxes. So these are the type of things that people wait for all year. So
yeah, that was what, at 6,200 with 62 bids, and it still had 6 days left on it.
Yeah. But for baseball, I know that the Bowman Chrome are where it's at.
Always has been, but the problem with baseball is you just have to wait.
Yes.
And you just have to sit on it for 2 years.
Because Bowman too, because aren't they like a year or two ahead of them?
Oh yeah, easy. You got players in the minors. It's kind of like hockey too. I mean, but with hockey, it's nice because they don't release a card until a player has played his 20 games in the NHL, right? Mm-hmm. So, which is nice. So you guys you'll get young gun rookies that got drafted a couple of years before. With baseball, especially Bowman's always been known for, especially I think the first year they got really good at this was 92 Bowman, which turned Bowman from being kind of like the really cheap
joke,
the joke, into being like just the one of the top tier cards.
Those gold foil cards were amazing.
The Mike Piazza rookie, the Chipper Jones rookies, the Derek Jeter rookies. I mean, before a lot of these guys, and now they're doing
Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, now they're doing what they're calling the first cards, and those are like their rookies, right? But some of these guys won't hit the majors for 3 and 4 years, and even if they hit the majors, they might not break out for 4 and 5 years. You're not going to have guys like Trout or a Judge or.
I got a Bowman Chrome here.
What do we got there?
Aaron Nola.
Okay, look at that card. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this is 2014.
Yeah.
So now, I will say that at least Major League Baseball did kind of address that, and they kind of forced. I mean, where they basically shut down, having Bowman having. Every single card, to basically take rookies away from any other company, and basically say, oh, this guy's not going to play for 6 years, but we're going to make a rookie card of him when he's 16.
Yeah,
they kind of basically shut that down, which was smart, I think, in the long run. They kind of addressed stuff the same way that I think at some point Marvel and DC are going to have to do in the comic world. They're going to have to address, these first appearances. They're going to have to make it more of a set standard. They're going to have to start numbering some of these variants and stuff. They're going to have to follow the lead of the sports card market.
Yeah, I mean, this Bowman Chrome is limited to 150. So I mean, yeah. I think that's so cool. And
what about BCCG, the PSA? Is that like PGX?
That's PGX.
Is it?
No, well, actually,
the BCCG is it's a Beckett grade, but it's kind of just like it just says like if it says as a 10, it's just mint or better. So it might only be actually a PSA 9.
Okay.
It's not. It's kind of it's a average. Hey, it looks like it's going to be this, and it's not a definitive grade.
I'm going to show you this, boys, in the chat.
CBCS being bought by Beckett is not add credibility, so to speak.
I mean, is that pretty cool? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a bad price. I mean,
That's a very cool card and a very, very. I mean, you'll see those Barry Sanders
autograph 10.
Yeah, but that's not just the auto is a 10. That's also the card is a 10 because it's got the red label. So if you see the red label on PSA, that means that the card is a 10 also. So they also have PSA will also just grade the autograph, and that's like a blue label.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
How's the autograph graded?
You know, if it doesn't have any smears in it, you know, they grade.
So yeah, Stanley would get a bunch of 2s.
Yes.
So that's a pretty good. I think
that's a great card. I want that.
Well, that's a hand signed card. So
I'm gonna buy it right now. Probably, I think
it's not an insert. So I mean, it's a
but they didn't insert cards back then.
No,
but they do have buybacks and stuff.
They did.
Ben is going to play with this. So
I mean, so cards are totally different than. I mean, so back then. There wasn't really any autographs on the card. There weren't, anything set. So if you went to, a sports card show, and Barry Sanders was there, you got it signed. And then they, later on nowadays PSA will actually be sitting there at the table. They'll authenticate it, slab it, be done with it. But it's not in the card market. It's not like comics. The autograph doesn't necessarily make it worth a whole lot more. An autograph on a 1997 Barry Sanders that's got a cool picture of him making a cut or something, breaking somebody's ankle, it may be just as valuable to most people as that score rookie.
It's slowly changing though. I will say that people are becoming more and more. There's guys on the PSA forums that their whole goal is to like get every Hall of Famer living in a certain sport, their rookie card autographed graded. Okay. And that's people's collection. So it's changing a little bit, but like Ben said, it used to be looked down upon getting your cards signed. But here's a good example of that PSA card. This is I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, like a lot of us are, and I went to see Joe Rogan a couple years back, and I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a Joe Rogan signed UFC card. And I had it graded, and this is kind of crazy. They had never seen a Joe Rogan autograph, right? Because they don't get them that much. So out of the 3 I sent, this was the only one they graded. And for some reason, they would not grade the others. I had 3 cards graded. This is his first card in the UFC set, and then he has 2 other cards that I had signed. But once they see more of them, I think they'll start grading them more. But this card,
Fear Factor card,
yeah.
So is that a good price, you think, though, for that thing? I don't know.
I would say do your research, because that's the thing about cards, especially there's other Barry Sanders score autographs out there. They might not say Heisman winner. So do your research, just like anything. Barry Sanders might sign all his stuff now as Heisman winner. So
I got a shirt. I should pull it out. I got a shirt that has Barry Sanders, and it's just the Barry Sanders signature at the bottom like that with it's all the 90. When the year did I get that? 92 Lions. All the 92 Lions signed it on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I think Barry Sanders is probably up there with me with Walter Payton, and just because Barry Sanders was the most unselfish guy and one of the most unselfish guys in sports, along with Walter Payton. There's a really cool story about Barry Sanders. He didn't feel, one of the reasons that he also retired when he did is he didn't feel comfortable breaking Walter Payton's all-time rushing record. And
he was like, what, 250 yards short, something like minuscule. I mean, it was close.
Yeah. Oh, he would have beat it years before Emmitt Smith did it. And if Barry Sanders ran behind a line half as good as those early Cowboys lines, he would have
destroyed it.
Just destroyed it. And Barry Sanders held Walter Payton in such high regard that he didn't want to break it, and that's pretty amazing. So. Barry Sanders is a cool dude.
So Dino, kind of just to give you just a little bit of background on it. So like they're just a regular you look at just regular PSA 10, 89 scores, and you're talking like 220, 230 is about what they go for PSA 10 of that Sanders. So that 275 is sitting there not sold. So you see, I mean, like in a comics, I mean, Adam Hughes, I mean, it's like, yeah, he signs all over the place, but it's like it adds $200 to the price of a any random book or something. I mean, it can add a huge amount. And there's a Sanders rookie that basically doesn't add almost anything to the value of that card.
I also think I don't know. It seems like it's because sports cards, like athletes, have been signing for money for years, and comic guys just figured it out. I don't know if that makes sense.
The old guy. I mean, cards are way older than comics, and I think just the old mentality with cards has just it was ingrained in me. I mean, that's still why I really don't even like signed comics. I mean, I like them. I'm okay with them on just random issues, but if you're talking about an AF-15, if you try and sell me one with Stan Lee's signature on it, I don't want it. I want, give me the blue label. I don't want.
What about the inside cover?
That might be somewhat, yeah, it might be more acceptable, but you put it, you splash it right there on that cover art, and it just kills it. I mean, for me, it just kills it. And I think half the market still believes that. Cards, yes, I mean, I agree with Brian. I mean, there are some people that are okay with it more than they used to be, but I mean, that's a big. I mean, a lot of those guys that you're talking about, Hall of Famers and stuff. I mean, that was such a big no-no of getting, a Mantle rookie or something with Mantle's signature on it. That there can't be more than just a handful of them out there, just because you did not do that, unless it was just a kid who just was like, "Hey, Mickey, sign my card" or something like that back in the 50s. Yeah, back in the 50s. I mean, so it was not. I mean, it was just some random thing that happened.
It was it was always more important to have a baseball signed on a sweet spot than any card.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna buy cards that I like. Like I don't know if it's even great. Like a Ray Lewis rookie card, like Barry Sanders rookie card, Dylan Larkin. But I'm gonna go PSA 10s, man. Try to get like Dylan Larkin PSA 10, Steve Eiserman PSA 10 rookie card.
Anything 19, probably 85, 90, something like that, and beyond. Yeah. You'd want a 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to go
for long term. You want a 10.
So I mean, back to the signature thing. I think the issue is, though, like, signature to me is the experience for the most part. I won't say 100% because you guys know I collect really obscure signatures or people that just don't have really a lot of data. But like for a baseball player, it's the experience of getting them to sign your card, your ball, and to buy it kind of secondhand is odd. And like to me. Stan Lee's a different beast from pretty much all the other comic creators. No offense, but who cares if Donnie Cates signed 10,000 copies of a book? It doesn't feel like it adds the mystique that does. And even a sports cards, it should be more. It should be, those guys are legends, some of them, and it should add a mystique. I don't understand why comic collectors get so obsessed with that signature of somebody signed my book that I will never meet. It doesn't make any sense. We pay facilitators to do it. It doesn't feel like it happens in cards like that.
Well, I think the issue is because you can get autographed cards just from packs now. Most of the stuff you can get already autographed. I
mean, Campbell's kind of doing that same thing, right? I mean,
serial numbered and already certified. You bought it out of a pack, so it's definitely a legit thing.
Well, also you're
on a point there, Dino, of this Campbell thing of it's coming direct from the guy, but he hasn't figured out how to do it quite right, but he's close.
One of the things that's wrong.
Pretty good job.
One of the things that
he's not making it exclusive enough somehow.
Well, I mean, the problem
jersey cutout. It's
I mean, if he would do, honestly, if Campbell would do, even if he did 7 covers and only signed 1 cover and it was like the Virgin variant and limited to like 50 or 100 or some kind of minuscule number. I mean, I don't know what the minuscule number is. I mean, 250. And if he signed those 250 comics and did a 1 run of that, and it was only the one, I mean, there wasn't convention covers or Baltimore Comic-Con foil covers or anything like that, that book would be bonkers. That book would be bonkers. It would be like 250 of the latest book in the Virgin variant that he signed, and that was the only time he was going to do that book. Like Superior Spider-Man, say it was a Superior Spider-Man Virgin cover, 250, boom.
Well, he's not going to do that.
I know that, but I'm just
he can sell. He knows he could sell 3,000 of them.
He hasn't went exclusive enough and limited enough.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He's not going to though, because he sells out of everything.
Yeah, I understand that.
He has not made it with a signature panel and a da da da.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's where they need to go.
Well, I mean, he kind of he has put in some of those remarked things and stuff like that at random. Like if he'll like the domino or something like that. He sent like 10 out that had little remarks to them or whatever.
Yeah,
those go for big dollars. I mean, he doesn't make anything additional on those. So
I mean, the same thing with like, wasn't it the Walking Dead ones too, where it was like the Walking Dead was it what number was that? 200? The Walking Dead Negan sets or whatever, where it was like the crazy ones that only came out in like the blind bags and stuff like that were like that. I mean, same with Harley Quinn. They have personalized sketches in Harley Quinn too.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, people are starting to do that, but I mean, if you're a comic book artist and you really want to do an exclusive, you would set it, and you know what they really need to do is just say, hey, coming out 50 of these or 100 of these off my 3,000 are going to be this very exclusive run that nobody's going to do, and jack it up to 500. You think Campbell collectors wouldn't pay $500 a comic for an exclusive comic that was a 50 run or a 100 run of something and signed and never seen again, like
an artist proof or whatever?
Or something.
You know what it is though? Like if one of these like variant groups could do it, but nobody trusts them.
Oh yeah.
It in the card world, it's coming from the manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
In the comic world, it's coming from these shops / online retailers. Like
you would have to market like that. You would have to mark 1 out of 500.
If they took the variants away from the people, so to speak,
mm-hmm.
and it all came out of DC or Marvel Direct, people would probably embrace it more. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just saying it.
Well, you would, and the big thing is, he's like, if you marked them at 1 out of 500 or whatever, I mean, you'd have to get on CGC on board with it and then have blue labels because nobody's going to want green labels. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't understand why they can't stamp them with the serial number like they do with cards.
I mean, you could. I don't.
That would solve every problem right there. Like,
well, they're starting to do that.
Coffin Comics does it on every one of their books, don't they?
Yep.
Who's Coffin Comics?
That's
the Lady Death. Yeah, the Lady Death stuff.
Murat Michaels, Polito, that type of stuff. Real quick,
Jenner tried it really early on with the 1 of 500 Supergirl German, but they wrote it on by hand, so that didn't work very well.
Well, I like that though. That's cool to me, and that's what they did with the Lombardi hologram and stuff like that.
You could even with that, you could still, if they did it right, all you have to do is basically just contact CGC, get a facilitator to come and sit, and they could verify, and then you could actually get a specialized seal or something right there. CGC would do that, but you have to. They can't be the stores can't be lazy about saying, oh well, I'm gonna burn the rest of them, and I got 500, and not tell anybody.
Correct.
And verify anything. They've got to do something better.
Yeah, I agree.
Very cool.
All right, boys. Great conversation tonight. I like it. I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, we'll be back next Monday. We're doing weeklies, so next Monday will come out crazy cool content. So,
if you guys want to hear anything, just shoot us ideas for topics. Hit us up on Hangouts.
Flipside,
IG, Google Plus, whatever.
Yeah, Flipside G+2 all day, man. All right, boys. Good podcast. We'll see everybody next week.
All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Later.